You need to know these 3 strategies for developing mental toughness as a trader. Believe it or not, every trader is going to go through a losing streak, a drawdown period, a very painful part of their journey at any point of their journey. No matter how much experience you have as a trader, going through drawdowns and going through losing streaks are part of the game. And it's really important as a trader that you have the proper tools and strategies to be able to manage these tough times as traders. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you my top 3 strategies to help build mental toughness so you can stay resilient despite tough times in the market and you can handle losing streaks. So let's get into it. The first one here you've heard me talk about over and over and over. And I think this is probably one of the most important things that any trader can implement to help become more resilient as a trader. And it's all about managing your expectations. This is more of a preventative measure you can take as opposed to something you do after. But if you haven't already started managing your expectations before every trade, you haven't downloaded and started to use the free Bulletproof Your Mindset tool, please get into the description and download that right now and start using it before every trade you take. And here's why. The addiction to winning is what creates the pain of losing. And the more pleasure we associate with winning, and the more we want winning, and the more we have expectations of a positive outcome, and this win being positive and helpful and beneficial, the more it's going to drive the pain of losing when we get its opposite. It creates pairs of opposites in our mind. We associate pleasure with winning, therefore simultaneously we associate pain with its opposite. Not getting the winning, losing is painful. Okay? So the addiction to winning creates the pain of losing. Those are the pairs of opposites. That's a principle that you really have to understand as a trader. Now, it's important to manage your expectations prior to every trade. It's important to have an awareness of what expectations do I have of this trade? What do I think the market's going to give me? What are the positive things that I'm projecting onto the market, expecting the market to give me? It's important to know what these things are, and it's important to ground these expectations before you get into the trade, because if you don't, you're left vulnerable to being emotional and you're left vulnerable to being non-resilient when you take losses. And let me explain this a little bit more. If you go into a trade with the mentality that either way, win or loss, I'm taking the position that's in alignment with my trading plan. You've accounted for both outcomes. Therefore, either outcome, you're resilient. But if you go into a position with the mentality that this is going to be a win and this is going to bring me the positive, and every trader knows that nobody truly knows what the outcome is going to be. So a loss is very likely in that situation just based on trading an edge. So if you go in with a one-sided expectation of all positive of that trade, then what's going to happen? If the loss does occur, you're not resilient in that state. So the way you increase resilience and mental toughness is by setting realistic expectations on the market and having accounted for both outcomes, focusing just on the process. I don't care what the outcome is going to be. I'm just sticking to what the processes tell me to stick to. I'm sticking to what my trading plan says. Now, you want to ground those positive outcomes. Now, in the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool, which is a free tool in the description for you guys and girls to download and use before every trade, there's a line of questioning there. Once you've set and you're aware of your expectations in your mind before you get into that trade, you really want to put them under the microscope and ask, does anybody really know what's going to happen next in the market? Can anybody have any certainty to that? And the answer is no, because the market encompasses mass psychology of billions of people and so many factors that we can't take into consideration. So nobody truly knows the outcome of the position. Therefore, any expectations on an outcome are unrealistic and unfounded in the real market. Therefore, we have no basis of setting these expectations. So going through a line of questioning there can help you ground those expectations before you get into a position, and then simply ask yourself, is this trade in alignment with my trading plan? If it's a no, then don't take the trade. If it's a yes, then you take the trade. But you want to ground those expectations before, because even if that trade's in alignment with your trading plan, it can still be a loss. And if we're holding on to those positive expectations, then we're susceptible to being emotional. Because if it doesn't align with our expectations, we're going to be angry, we're going to be frustrated, we're going to have those negative, painful emotions as a result. Okay? Now, being resilient in tough times as a trader is one of the 12 habits that I've seen with the most successful traders that get funded and that mitigate the negative emotions in their trading careers. So if you want the full 12 habits, there's a free tool, there's a free checklist that's completely free for you guys and girls. You can just go into the description and download it. And I put this checklist together to help you secure six-figure funding in less than 30 days without the negative trading emotions that so many traders fall prey to. And it's a literal step-by-step checklist that you can run through every day to ensure that you're in alignment with some of the best traders out there and you're doing what some of the best traders are doing. 12 actionable daily habits. Download the tool in the description below and start using it every day. Start using it with the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool. Those two tools together will help significantly with your mindset and your success as a trader. Now, the second thing you can do to increase your mental toughness is a gratitude practice, and more specifically, gaining perspective through a gratitude practice. Now, a lot of traders, because they're focused on some sort of fantasy and they're constantly thinking of, oh, I wish I had this funded account, or I wish I was making this amount of money, or I wish I had these certain things to buy. Because we're so focused on accomplishing the next step or accomplishing that fantasy we're holding on to, we aren't grateful for our life, and we can't be grateful for the things we have. And what we do is we neglect and overlook the things we've accomplished and how far we've come because we're comparing our life to the next thing. And we want the next thing. And we can't stop and appreciate how much we've actually gained or how far we've actually come. So we are constantly comparing our life to something better. We need to stop and gain perspective. What I encourage you to do is utilize this daily gratitude practice I'm going to give you now every single day. It's going to make a difference. And because we're constantly thinking about what we don't have and comparing our life to something better, it's important to stop and ask ourselves and have a look at the things we do have. For example, I used the analogy of our previous video. If you're watching this video, chances are you have pretty good eyesight. You can stop and ask yourself, how much would someone have to pay you, a legitimate number, how much would someone have to pay you if they had unlimited money to have your eyes stop working entirely? Would it be 100 million? Would it be 250 million? How much would it be, would someone have to come and give you to say you can never see with your eyes again? You can never use that sense again. You can go through all 5 of your senses. And then you can go through your physical body and ask, how much would someone have to pay you to get one of your limbs amputated? These are things we take for granted every single day. But if you stop and do this exercise and you really write down a number that you resonate with and you feel like, oh, someone would have to pay me that much. And then you go and have a look at your life and your relationships. How much would someone have to pay you to take your spouse away or someone who's very important to you away? Your kids or your parents or your friends, your best friend. How much would someone have to pay you to never see that individual again? And then you have a look at your income sources through work and through business, and how much would someone have to pay you to get rid of those entirely, to stop having that source of income? And if you have specialized knowledge and you're very smart maybe, how much would someone have to pay you for you to never have that knowledge again, ever have it again? And it's a hypothetical exercise, but you want to find numbers that resonate with you. And what you'll realize is that what you already have, despite your market challenges and despite being in drawdown or despite a losing streak, what you already have in your life is immensely valuable. And these numbers will probably be up there with hundreds of millions of dollars. And you realize that what you have right now is worth hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to you. And if you write down numbers that you actually resonate with and they make sense, and you go through the 7 areas of life and you have a look at what you do have and how valuable those things are to you, then you'll realize that life's pretty good and that you have an enormous amount of abundance and you have an enormous amount of things. And what this does is it helps promote this abundance mindset. It helps promote this state of being resilient despite challenges, because what I have is actually quite good right now. Okay, this is a very profound exercise. I encourage you to utilize gratitude practice and this reverse gratitude practice. The Stoics called it negative visualization, to go in there and see that how much would someone have to pay you to truly take this thing away from you and you'd never have it again. And that makes us appreciate those things at a deep level and value those things and realize how valuable they really are. But we can't see that if we're constantly comparing our life to the next stage or the next level or someone else on social media or what someone else is doing. Okay, very, very good exercise. Now, the last tool here is having a balanced lifestyle. This is the third thing I encourage you to do to be able to deal with drawdowns, to deal with losing streaks, and to build mental toughness. It's all about having balance and security in your mind. And what I mean by this is make sure you have cash savings. I suggest, and I always hold more than 6 months of what's my monthly expenses, times that by 6, I have that amount of cash in the bank. It's so important to have that cash in the bank because it becomes mental stability. It means you don't have to worry about making money. It means that, despite whatever bills or things you have to pay, you've got cash to cover that. And it's just a mental security thing, a psychological buffer that it's okay now for me to focus on the process. Because the last thing you want is to have desperation to make money from the market and rush your processes and be caught in outcome-based thinking, and forced trades aren't there to be forced with. Having cash savings, having balance in your life, and having security in your mind of knowing that I've got enough money in the bank can take that pressure off so you can stick to the process. And it also means having goals and having a focus in all 7 areas of life, having a holistic focus. Because if we're so focused on trading and all we have is trading goals and all we do is trading, and we've concentrated all our energy, time, and focus into that one value, then if it's not going well, we're going to be extremely depressed because we've got nothing else in our life. So it's important to go through the 7 areas of life, like I talk about in the 12-week program, and I give you the exercise to go in there and goal set for all 7 areas of life over a 5-year period. And then to come back and create daily habits for all 7 areas of life, to have more balance, to have more of a holistic lifestyle, so that if you are going through a losing streak in your trading, it's okay, you're doing other things as well, and you're empowering other areas of life. Because a losing streak is it's a small part of the journey, and we just need to ride it out. It's more about executing on your edge, and it's just the probabilities playing out if you're executing on your edge. So if you have other things structured into your life, that gives you permission to ride that wave and to just keep executing in the market. And like I mentioned, you want to balance your day with high priority actions based on the goals you have in all 7 areas of life. Okay, so these are my top 3 tips to having mental toughness and resilience as a trader, even in the deepest of drawdowns. Now, it's all about having a balanced lifestyle, having cash savings. It's all about managing your expectations prior to trades. And it's all about gaining perspective through a gratitude practice. Now, if you found this useful, please share it with your friends. Please like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. That helps me grow and it helps get this message out there of empowering your mindset as a trader, because I think it's such a crucial yet overlooked topic in this industry. But anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you.